Did you know that the average woman uses over 11,000 disposable menstrual products in her lifetime? That's a huge environmental impact. Have you ever thought about switching to a menstrual cup? It could be a total game changer. And today we're diving into the world of menstrual cups, those small, flexible cups that are becoming super popular as an eco friendly, cost effective alternative to tampons and pads. But are they really worth the hype? Stick around because I'm going to give you the full scoop. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Renee, and I help women balance their hormones naturally and rewire their brain for better health. And before we get into it, if you enjoy what you learn in today's video, don't forget to subscribe. And I'd really appreciate a thumbs up so I know you resonated with the content. And make sure you hit that little bell icon to stay updated with the latest content. Okay, so now let's get into it. Let's be real. Switching to a menstrual cup can feel a little intimidating. I get it. You might be wondering, are they comfortable? How do you even use one? Will it leak? What about cleaning and maintenance? We're going to cover all of that, plus some common misconceptions that might be holding you back from making the switch. So before we get into the details, let's talk about why you may want to consider switching to a menstrual cup. There are a lot of important concerns to address, particularly around the materials used and their potential impact on your health and the environment. First of all, most conventional tampons and pads are made from a combination of cotton and synthetic fibers like rayon. These materials are often treated with chemicals during production. Not only that, but the cotton used in many mainstream menstrual products is typically bleached to achieve that pristine white color. Historically, chlorine gas was used for this process, which can produce dioxins, which are a group of highly toxic compounds. Although many manufacturers have switched to elemental chlorine-free processes in order to reduce these dioxin levels, trace amounts may still be present. Dioxins are concerning because they are environmental pollutants that accumulate in your body over time and have been linked to reproductive and developmental issues, as well as immune system damage and even cancer. And conventional cotton is one of the most pesticide-laden crops. Residues from these pesticides can remain in the cotton used for tampons and pads. These chemicals can potentially irritate sensitive tissues and disrupt hormonal balance. And many pads and tampons contain synthetic fibers like rayon, which is less breathable than natural fibers. This can create a moist environment conducive to the growth of harmful bacteria, potentially increasing the risk of infections or conditions like toxic shock syndrome. Some pads and tampons are scented using artificial fragrances that can contain numerous undisclosed chemicals. These chemicals may not only cause irritation and allergic reactions, but they can also disrupt the natural pH balance of the vaginal area. They may also contain phthalates, which are endocrine disrupting chemicals, and this is not good. And many tampons and pads contain plastic components like the applicators or the backing of pads, which do not biodegrade and can persist in the environment for hundreds of years. And I know what you're thinking. Yuck, I don't want any of that, but I don't know if I'm quite ready for a menstrual cup. Maybe I'll just switch to organic cotton. Switching to products made with organic cotton is a more holistic alternative that addresses many of the things we just talked about. Number one, organic cotton is grown without the use of synthetic pesticides and fertilizers, which reduces your risk of chemical exposure. Organic cotton products are either unbleached or they use safer bleaching methods that do not produce dioxins. Organic cotton is breathable and naturally hypoallergenic, which reduces the risk of irritation and infection. It's also free from synthetic additives, making it much gentler on the skin. And organic cotton products, especially those that are plastic-free, are more sustainable. They are often biodegradable and have a lower environmental footprint compared to their conventional counterparts. So switching to organic cotton tampons and pads, or even considering reusable options like a menstrual cup, can make a significant difference in not only your health, but the planet. These products are not only better for your body by reducing exposure to potentially harmful chemicals, but they also align with a more sustainable and eco-friendly lifestyle. So, when choosing menstrual products, it's worth considering these more holistic factors so you can make the best choice for your health and your overall well being. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, let's get into how these little cups actually work. Menstrual cups are made from medical grade silicone, latex, or elastomer and are designed to sit comfortably in the vaginal canal, collecting menstrual blood rather than absorbing it like tampons. They come in various sizes and shapes, and choosing the right one depends on factors like your menstrual flow, your age, and whether or not you've given birth. And from my personal experience, I'll admit I was a bit skeptical at first. I first tried one a few years ago, but abandoned it in like a month. I thought tampons would just be easier. However, recently I was chatting with my friend about our menstrual cycles, and she asked me if I was using a menstrual cup. She was telling me about her positive experience, so I thought I'd give it another try. And I'm happy to say that after the first attempt, it became like second nature. And let me tell you, it's a relief not having to change a tampon every time I go to the bathroom, which, let's face it, when you're hydrating like I do, you go quite often. Plus, menstrual cups can hold more fluid than tampons, which means fewer changes and more freedom throughout your day. Okay, so let me give you a little demo. And no, don't worry, I'm not going to show you personally how to insert it, but we're going to describe how to do it. So always start by washing your hands with soap and water because we all know hygiene is key to preventing any kind of infections. And this next step is really important. You are going to want to relax. Find a comfortable position, either sitting on the toilet, standing with one leg elevated, or squatting. Relaxing your pelvic muscles is essential to make insertion easier. And next, we're going to fold the cup. And now there's a few ways of doing this, but I'm going to show you my favorite, which is the C or the U fold. You're going to press in the sides of the cup, and it's going to be folded in half to either form a C or a U. Now, holding the folded cup firmly, you're going to gently insert it into your vagina, aiming towards your tailbone, not straight up. You're going to angle it. Once the cup is inside, it's going to pop open. Now, you might need to twist it slightly or push it up a bit higher to ensure that's fully opened and a seal is created. And please be careful if you have long nails, you can really hurt yourself. Next, you're going to want to check the seal to see if the cup has opened up and created a seal. So you're going to want to do this by running your finger along the base of the cup. It should feel round or oval and not folded. You can gently pull on the stem, and if you feel resistance, then the seal is good, but also pulling on the stem may actually unfold the cup. Now, once you have it in place, the menstrual cup can be worn for up to 12 hours, depending on your menstrual flow. So you can insert it in the morning and forget about it until bedtime. Now, you shouldn't feel the cup at all, and if it's uncomfortable, it may be inserted incorrectly or not fully open, so you might have to remove it and reinsert it. And come evening time, it is time to remove it. So you're going to want to wash your hands with soap and water and gently pull on the stem until you reach the base of the cup. You're going to want to pinch the base to break the seal and then slowly pull it out. Empty the contents into the toilet. This gives you a chance to look to see what's inside and how much. Then bring it to the sink, rinse it with water, and then reinsert it if you have to. Now, how do you choose the right size? Well, two big factors are how old you are and whether or not you've birthed a child vaginally. Most brands offer at least two sizes. You'll have a smaller or regular size, which is typically for someone who's younger, maybe under 30, or who has not birthed a child vaginally. And then you have a larger size, which is usually for women over 30 or those that have given birth vaginally or those with a heavier flow. Now, speaking of flow, if you do have heavier flow, you might want a larger cup that can hold more fluid and provide longer wear time between emptying. Another thing that you may not have thought about is your cervical height. The position of your cervix can affect the size and the length of the cup that you might want to choose. You can check your cervical height by inserting a clean finger into your vagina. If you can reach your cervix easily, you may have a lower cervix in your vaginal canal, which means you should choose a shorter cup. And some cups are firmer than others. The firmer cups are easier to open, but they are potentially less comfortable. Softer cups might be more comfortable, but can be harder to insert and ensure that proper seal. And lastly, let's consider your activity level. If you're very active or you do a lot of physical exercises, you may prefer a firmer cup that stays in place better during movement. Now, let's be real. Choosing the right menstrual cup can involve some trial and error, but I'm hoping that you can consider some of these factors and it'll help you make a more informed decision about which cup is right for you. And if in doubt, some brands actually offer starter kits with different sizes that you can try. So, what's my verdict? Honestly, I am hooked. Not only is the menstrual cup super cost effective, I mean, let's think about how much money we spend in tampons and pads in our lifetime, but it's also easy to use once you get the hang of it. And here's the best part, and what I love at being perimenopausal. It gives you insight into your menstrual flow. You can actually see the color and the amount of blood, which tells you a lot about your hormone levels. For example, if you have dark, clotty blood, that might indicate high estrogen levels, while a lighter pinkish flow could suggest lower estrogen levels. And a little fun fact, since I started using the menstrual cup and making a few other lifestyle changes, including adding in a new supplement, I just had my first 28-day cycle after about 4 years of irregular cycles. And my last cycle was a breeze, just 4.5 days with minimal symptoms. Who knew a few simple switches could make such a difference? And I'll be sure to link the new supplement that I've been taking in the description below. So, menstrual cups are definitely worth trying if you're looking for a more sustainable, budget friendly, and informative way to manage your period. They're not just a product, they're a tool for better understanding your body and taking control of your menstrual and your hormone health. And with that, we'll see you right back here next week. Ciao.